Oh, what's up, guys? Todd Snake is here. Chad Camper's here. We got a couple other people. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday night. How's it all going out there? Everybody having a good weekend, I hope. Mine was a little slow, but good, I guess, overall. Oh, I'm down to one person now. What the hell happened? I came in and scared them all off when they saw me. Hey, Tail Happy, what's up, man? Cool, we got some of the regulars in already. That's good news. Always a good way to start the thing. Let me get this adjusted just a little bit. Oh, that's a little bit better. Hope everyone's doing okay. I finally got to make a Challenger video today because I had the car and the weather was decent. First time that's lined up in a little while, so I was very, very happy about that. How's everybody? Anybody got anything exciting going on? It's in the winter like this, especially like after the holidays. It's seems kind of like a slow time for everybody. Just kind of digging in for the winter. I have my coffee in here. It's a little cold. Kim accidentally made a pot of coffee. She pushed the wrong button, so I decided I would drink coffee tonight. This is the cup that I got when I bought the car. When we bought the car, they gave us this. And look how worn out it is already. At least the car looks better than that. Uh-oh, the car scared you again? Todd Snake's just chilling. What happened to the car, Tail Happy? Yeah, Sky One. That's a rough ride. It was very rough. I hit pretty couple times on the way back when I turned off the camera. I hit another big pothole. Becky Ware is here. Hey, Becky, what's up? Trying to get this thing just in the right spot, but it's not working too well. Still just learning it and getting it figured out. Chad is going to install a truck bed toolbox after you get done stuffing your face. Cool, man. Yeah, Becky. Yeah, it's a pretty rough. It'd be a nice little drive. It'd be a nice little cool little run down there if it weren't for all the condition of that road. You kind of out there by yourself, and there's a few nice little twists and turns. Nothing major, but pretty good for Nebraska and Kansas. But yeah, the holes in the road just really screwed up. Sky One says, if you see me in here twice, it's because you watch on TV and the laptop and type on the laptop. John, what's going on, John? How you doing, man? How's everything going? Oh, we got a nice little crowd building up in here. Cool. I tried to promote this one a little bit more than most of them. I haven't been doing that much, so I put some stuff on other social media to come here. So hopefully we'll get a few from there. Getting into these live streams, it's a lot of fun. So we don't always have to have the, most interesting subject. We just kind of talk, but I just have a lot of fun doing this, and I think you guys enjoy it too, so that's cool. John says, great, hope everyone is doing well tonight. I know I'm doing well. I had a pretty decent little, well, other than the fact that I didn't work, that kind of sucked, but yeah, some of the Nebraska roads they will knock the kidney stone right out of you. That's another, there's another road. If you go towards Chester from here, go towards Chester, Nebraska on Highway 8. It's not that pothole, but it's got these big grooves in the ground. So the middle of the road is about that much higher than the two little grooves, and it's pretty rough. Motley 392, what's up? In the house. What's going on, man? I was thinking about getting a couple of beers for this stream, but I don't have any. I didn't go get any. So I was watching Z Outlaw SS's stream last night, and he was drinking a beer, and it was making me want to have a beer on my stream. Or doing coffee. I got my son back to the airport the other day, Thursday or Friday. Yeah, Friday morning. So that was kind of a sad trip and got him back, but it was good to see him for a couple of weeks. I didn't spend a whole lot of time with him while I was here, but we got together a couple of times, and then the drive here and the drive back. So we got to spend a little bit of time at least driving to the airport and back and stuff like that. But he's on his way back to, or actually he's back now in New York at Fort Drum. So got back safely and all that, I guess. So everything's cool. It was a little sad leaving him again, but it's amazing how fast time flies. Seems like 6 months ago he was a little tiny guy. And he was hiding behind my leg everywhere we went because he was really, really shy back then. He's not shy at all anymore. But we'd go even like to my dad's house or something where he knew everybody, and he'd like cower behind people and kind of peek out and stuff. He's totally different now, but yeah, I miss those days kind of. He was all the kids are grown up, so it's kind of strange how fast that happens. John says, Joey, have you had tune put it? No, I have not done anything like that to the car at all. Nope, no tune. Haven't done much to it, like performance wise. I mean, mostly just minor modification stuff that doesn't really have any effect on performance, like the mini race bullet mufflers in place of the regular mufflers, and I put a catch can in, a few little things like that, but nothing real performance wise at all. Bigger, wider wheels and tires. We had some pretty decent weather here this week. It was like in the 40s, I think today, upper 40s. So that was very, very nice. I got to get out in the cars. You guys, some of you saw the video. I hope the rest of you will go see it when this is over. And yeah, pretty decent weather day. Saw a really cool GTO, which is in the video. Don't know who that was. Their tags were from another county, 30 county, I think, which I'm not sure which one that even is. Yeah, John, I was looking at some of those different tunes and, kind of keeping those different names in the back of my head and stuff. I wrote them down somewhere. Everyone seems to have their favorites. I also ran into yeah, well, that's true, Chad. The tires and stuff, the lighter tires are a performance upgrade. Get a little bit better grip, although they're not that much better than it's probably the tires I got. I got those Cooper, can't remember all the Xeon. I can't remember the whole name now. They're a little bit, hard compound kind of, so they don't really grip that great either. Yeah, John, you can do that one at home. Okay, cool, man. Motley 392 says your TA logo puddle lights should be arriving tomorrow. Now that's cool. I like those puddle lights. We got a cool thing with the Tesla. I hate to talk about the Tesla right now, but they gave us an update 2 nights ago. We got an update, so we went ahead and did the update, and that update gave us puddle lights, which were not there before. I mean, the light, they were in there, they just weren't activated. So now when you open the door, you got all 4 doors have puddle lights from the latest update that they do, which is a cool thing with Tesla is you buy the car and then they do updates all the time, and there's all this stuff in the car that's just not active, so it's kind of interesting the way they do that. But I read that I was reading someone else talking about it, and so of course it was dark, so we had to run outside and go check, and sure enough, oh wow, we do. So it was pretty cool. I just had somebody ask me in one of the Challenger or Scat Pack forums or something on Facebook about my tire and wheel setup and how much it was, and so I sent them the link to the place. Actually, it's an eBay store for factory reproductions. So I just sent them the whole link because they said that's exactly what I'm looking for. Where did you get it and how much was it? So I just sent that out, which worked out pretty good. Yeah, the Node 555s, they're supposed to be pretty good. I got the Cooper Xeon RS3S or something like that. It came with a package of stuff that I bought from factory reproductions. I bought the whole package for one price, and came with lug nuts, the wheels, tires, TPMS, and all that stuff. But yeah, they don't grip the greatest either. Someone got some free tires sent to them. Yeah. A lot of YouTubers and stuff are getting some free stuff. I get free stuff, but never, very rarely. I've gotten a few free car things, but not a lot. I've got a couple other things people are sending me that they want me to review and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh, is it rush shift? Yeah. See, guys like that, they got a lot of. It's well worth it to send them free stuff because they're going to get their money back on that. I've got some kind of a glove combination ice scraper thing that someone was sending me to review, and then I just got some dye, like just for men, but it's not that brand. It's a new guy coming out with a competing brand, and he wants me to do a review on, which I'm going to do. I'm a little reluctant, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, I want Dodge to. I'm thinking Dodge should send me the Hellcat Red Eye, and I will take it on a cross country trip. I'll hit all 50. I'll hit all 49 states. Make big long videos and do a whole series on what a great car it is. And John Quinn, what do you think of louvers? I think they look pretty good on the Challengers personally. What do you guys think? I think they look pretty good. I don't know if I would do it, but I think they look kind of good. It kind of fits the car. Tail Happy says back and forth on the louvers. Yeah, I'm kind of that way too. Sometimes it just looks really good. It is kind of, it's a retro looking car, so it kind of, those louvers kind of give it even more of a retro kind of a look. Reminds me of back in the day, a lot of the Camaros and Firebirds and stuff would have those kind of louvers in the back window. Yeah, I think they look all right, though. I think they look pretty good. I've been looking at some new fog lights, lamps. I want to do green. There's some different ones that change colors, and there's some that I can just get green, but I also have to get they're LEDs, so I've got to get resistors for them because on Chrysler products, Mercedes, BMW, and some of the cars, you get a flickering if you don't do it right. So apparently I've got to buy these resistors to go with it, and probably be a while before I do it anyways. Becky says she likes them on the white. She likes the louvers on the white Challengers, but not on the other colors. Chad saw a fake 70 Boss CO2 yesterday. Total show driving. Oh, that sucks. I'd like to see a real one. I saw a really nice GTO today. If you guys catch the video, there's a little short thing on it. Real nice 66, 67 GTO. Nice car. Joey, did you know that when you shut your headlights in the off position, the halos get brighter? Do they? Did not know that. I ran into a guy in a actually he went flying past me. I shouldn't say I ran into him. GT500, not a new one, like a not the previous one, the one late 2000s, like 2007 or 8, somewhere in there. I was coming up Highway 14 here, coming up into town, getting close to town, a couple miles from town. And there's nobody out there at all, like a million miles from anything. And all of a sudden I looked up and I saw something white coming flying up behind me. And it was, and he went around me at probably, he must have saw me from a ways back and decided to come flying around me because he came around me probably 120, 130 miles an hour. And there's this big long straight, which I've shown you guys in the video a bunch of times, in videos a bunch of times. So I tried to chase him down, and I think he was slowing down because we were getting close to town, and I was just starting to pace him a little bit. and we got too close to town. I had to slow down, but. Yeah, GTOs are always interesting cars for sure, Chad. Yeah, all of them really. I mean, they were like the first muscle car too, because the what was the Pontiac? What was the GTO based on? Shit, drawing a blank, getting old. The first year of the GTO wasn't even really a GTO; it was the other, whatever it was based on. Drawing a total blank on that for some reason. But anyway, someone can probably tell me. They were like the first ones to take, like, at the time that was a mid-sized car and drop a big engine in it. Tempest, yeah. Hey, John, take care, man. Thanks for being here, John. Appreciate it. Chad Sear Skies here. We got Becky. We got Todd. Got a pretty decent little crowd going. Sky One. But yeah, I think that what GTO, like, what was it, like a six or a Tempest, like 64, 63, somewhere in there, was considered like the first kind of muscle car because they took a big powerful engine, dropped it in what was at the time a mid-sized car, and they kind of started a trend, started a revolution of taking these cars and dropping these huge engines in them and lots of power at the time. '64. This guy's a friend, took you for a ride in a Tempest. It was a 326. There were so many cool cars back then. We're lucky that we have quite a few cool cars now, but there was even more back in the day. We still have a few, though. We're lucky to live in the time when we do, because there's some pretty cool stuff out there from all the companies. Really, everybody's making something, so that's pretty cool. Tempest was also a highly underrated video. I was never very good at Tempest. I was a Centipede man myself. Todd, you had a 70 GTO for 25 years. Cool, nice. Sweet. Yeah, I love GTOs and the old Chevelles and the old Mustangs and Torinos and all that stuff. Vincent, what's going on, Vincent? Thanks for coming in, man. Lots of cool cars back then. And then, of course, the Camaros and Firebirds and Challengers and Chargers, and everybody was making cool stuff back then. Yeah, and Roadrunners too. Yeah, John Quinn, Roadrunners. Yeah, Plymouth, bring back the Roadrunner. Vincent, the Tesla's treating us well. It's a lot of fun and quick little car. Very interesting little car, fun to drive, and I really like it so far. Loving it. Anyone see the cars at Maple Motors? No. Maple Motors YouTube channel. Cars are fun. Oh, wow. Nice, Chad. 65 GTO tri-power 4-speed. Nice. Yeah, that was awesome. Vincent Madrano, have you been doing donuts in the scape? Only in Mexico. I'll try doing some donuts in the Tesla. Animation, what's going on? That has animation. How you doing, man? You got a Challenger GT all-wheel drive. Yeah, cool. Yeah, Scott, I need to do that. Actually, I had to go talk to the police the other day because Kim got a fix-it ticket for a headlight on the Prius. So I had to go put a new bulb in, and then go find a cop to sign the sheet that said that it was fixed. One of these days, I got to find one of those guys that'll pull me over. I may find one that'll pull me over without me asking. I try not to let that happen, though. Prius burnout. The Prius is actually now belongs to our son. He bought that Prius, so that's his car now. But she was driving it to work the other day, and on the way home, it was on New Year's Eve. I think she probably only got pulled over because they thought she might have been drunk or something. Because they want to New Year's Eve, they want to check everybody. So anyway, she got a warning and a fix-it ticket. So I had to run out and take care of that. Oh, that light was a bitch, or I mean, a little trouble to get to. I couldn't get my hand in there very well. One of those deals where you think, well, this is going to take a minute and a half, and then about 10 minutes later, I was out there cussing. God, I couldn't get a reach. I couldn't get a good grip on it. I just barely touch it with my fingers. I finally just kind of cut myself up and ran my whole arm in there. But ZLSS, I was just talking about you. What's up, man? I was just talking about you drinking your beer on your stream last night. It was kind of making me want to get a beer for tonight, or a couple of beers for tonight. But I'm doing coffee instead with my sweet cup that the car dealership gave me 2 years ago when I bought the Challenger. As you can see, this is not in as good a shape as the Challenger still is. It's seen better days. Yeah, John, I don't know either. The GT Challenger without the all-wheel drive, I don't really. I think what were you drinking, Ziela? Was it Dos Equis, I think? I can't remember now. That CAD animation, what's the scat pack like? Is the power delivery instant, like as soon as you hit the pedal, or some lag? It's pretty quick, but the problem is trying to hook up. And so most of the time there's two choices with the scat. Well, you can get it just perfect if you get lucky. You're just drinking a Coke now, is that one? If you get lucky, if you can get everything just right, it's pretty much instant power delivery and it's great. The problem with the scat pack is you tend to break loose the back end, and it's really hard to hook up. So either you give it too much and you don't hook up, or you try to go a little bit lighter so you don't break loose, and then you bog a little bit because you're not giving it enough. So there's a real fine line there with that car. I think with some better tires and everything on the back, I could do better. But like the other day, the ground was cold and the tires were cold, and I was out on the little street here, and I think I was like in third gear, and I just punched it just a little bit and just completely spun. So it's a pretty hard car to. But it's a ton of fun. It really is. And I have the manual, so it's, a little trickier. But again, the manual is way more fun, so I don't really care about quarter mile times and all that. It's plenty fast, and it's a lot of fun to drive. We had a decent day here, like upper 40s. I think it's down in the 30s now, so it's not too terrible. But I'm in the spare bedroom here of our house, and this room doesn't really get heated, so I have a little space heater. And as you can see, I'm dressed for the outdoors, and I got my hot coffee. rather than open up all the vents and everything in here. Yeah, that's the only thing about my dream car. I want to get I want to get a Hellcat Red Eye, but it's not available in manual. So if I ever get to that point where I get one, I'm going to have to give up the manual transmission. And I don't know, I might not do it. I might just get a regular Hellcat with a manual. I'm not sure if I want to give up manual that bad or not. Same thing with a C8 Corvette, another one car I would love, but again, it's all automatics. It won't be very long. You won't be able to get a manual anything, I'm sure. But probably the next generation of Challengers, I'm sure it'll be gone. So I'd hate to even give this car up, like to trade it in or anything like that, because I'd like to at least have one manual, one fast car that was a manual. I have a manual Saturn, but it's slower than. It's still kind of fun to drive because it's a manual, even though it's really, really slow. Tail happy so far. You like the auto? I think I would adjust quickly. I would just hate to lose the manual thing, but hopefully I will be able to afford to keep the Scat Pack manual and also get something else if I do that. I've heard something about the Coronet too. There's a little rumor going around that the Coronet might be coming back. I don't know. Or I mean, yeah. Although everyone's trying to get rid of cars and everybody's going to SUVs, crossovers, and pickups and all that. So I kind of wonder. Makes you wonder if that's, that rumor could be true. Why they would come out with yet another, regular car when that's kind of at least right now, it's definitely not the trend. Which I hate to see because SUVs kind of bore me. And especially those little crossover ones, they all look the same. You can't tell one from another. There could be a Buick, a Toyota, a Chevy, the Ford, all sitting next to each other, and until you walk up and look at them, I mean, you can't tell which one's which. They look like twins of each other. But people are lining up to buy the damn things, so I guess they're doing something right. I just don't get it. I do drive a fairly new Ford Expedition for work, though, and I have to say it's pretty nice vehicle, and it's got me out of some tricky mud and snow holes and stuff next to railroad tracks and things like that. So definitely does a good job of that, and it's got a ton of room and drives on the highway real nice. So I don't have any really complaints about it, other than it just doesn't really, do it for me. But it's definitely a good vehicle. Animation feels like the Journey or the Grand Caravan should get a revamp because those two have been neglected like a jerk. Yeah, it'd be cool to see them something. And I had a Grand Caravan once, an older one, a 99, 98, something like that. We pounded the heck out of that car, destroyed that car, abused it and used it. It's still going, and there's other people are driving it now. I still see them driving it around sometimes. So you don't have any complaints about that old thing. Ooh, Sky One, your heater core on your wife's Mazda CX-5. Ooh, $2,000. Jeez, but you had a warranty to cover it. Phew. Well, that's good. Man, $2,000. That's mostly labor, huh? Damn. A heck of a lot of money. Got about 15 people hanging out. That's cool. I do not have the extended warranty on mine. I just have the regular warranty that came with it. Which is scary. And then the Tesla, the same thing. I can't remember what the Tesla warranty is. That guy's animation says you saw someone put their license plate where the Dodge logo is right between the taillights. And it triggered your ADD. Yeah, that would probably trigger me too. I'm not real bad with the ADD, but I'd probably be like, what the hell? Why did they do that? What triggers mine is people around here like to, you know how you get it, I don't know in you guys' states, but in most states, at least my states I've lived in, you get your license plate, and then every year it'll say like whatever month on one side sticker. On the other side, you get a new year sticker every year. You get like a 18, 19, 20 or whatever. You just put it over the old one. A lot of people around here, for some reason, they don't put it over the old one. They put it, so they've got like 7 little stickers all over their license tag with different years on them. And I don't know if they don't realize you can put them on top of each other, or if they are trying to, they like it that way, or they're trying to show you how. I don't know. I can't understand. I feel like asking one of them, like, why did you put your stickers on there like that? I don't get it. That and and some of you will, Kim actually put, she went and got the ones for the Saturn a year or two ago, and she accidentally put them on the Challenger without thinking. And then we had to go back, and I forget what happened. She had to go back and get new ones for both cars. And they said, well, it's not the first time it's happened. So print their own plates. The other thing that I always wonder about is why people cover their license plates for like photographs and stuff on the internet or whatever. Like, do you cover it when you're driving around too? So I don't really understand what you're trying to hide. You can't. I know you can get information from that, but people could also get it from just seeing you driving down the road. So I'm not real sure what the thing behind hiding your license plate number is. If you're doing something illegal, I can see that. Like if you're making a video where you're street racing or whatever, or you're making a video of somebody else street racing, you might want to be nice and cover the license plate, but or doing anything else that they shouldn't be doing. But I see like a lot of cars for sale or what, I don't know, and I just don't understand why they do that. It's like if someone wants to find you, they're going to find you. They don't need that. Yeah, I remember the old cars with the gas tank behind the license plate. Pull the plate down. We had an old Buick Regal like that. And Friday night, you just accidentally leave that plate down. Honest mistake, officer. Sorry about that. Let me flip that back up. I never had a car back then that was quick enough or anything to be doing anything too crazy in, so I didn't worry about it. We had that, my parents' Buick Regal that we would drive around in sometimes when we were kids and cruising and stuff. And, Nevada Avenue in Colorado Springs. Then I had a 75 Mercury Cougar and what else? Nothing too high performance or anything. So it was pretty much just cruising. Oh, cool. Scott, you went to Chemical Guys Detail Garage. It'll be on Friday night. So I'll have to check that out for sure. Animation says one thing you don't like about the GTA is that you get people try to challenge you thinking you have a 392. Took off the badges and it's still fun though, even to lose. Like there was a GTR in town here, and I kind of thought about. I mean, I don't care if he kicks. I know he will kick my ass, but I'm not worried about that. It just says OG. He took off the the Dodge, just changed to OG. I'm all scratched up in that little area between the between the taillights there where it says Dodge, I have a bunch of little scratches right there. So I was kind of looking at some of those decal kits from like drawing a blank on the company names again. You guys could probably help me. There's some decal kits that go in there and stuff that I might do. I'm not that crazy about those, but it's so damn scratched up. I don't know if I can get those scratches out or not. Yeah, animation. This guy says that's why Prius owners are saying they're beating Hellcats. Everybody's beating hell. I'm sure that that Mustang that flew past me yesterday is probably telling people he's beat a Hellcat. Even though it wasn't a Hellcat, it was a Scat Pack. I've had people call it a Hellcat all the time. I got tired of correcting them, so I just people backing me in line a while back at one of the stores. He was telling, "Oh, he's got that really cool Hellcat and blah blah blah." He's like, "Oh." And I started to go to explain. And I was just like, "Yeah," I just went with it. I was like, "I'm not." I was gaining on him, but I don't know if he was slowing down or not. So. I didn't know he was coming. I just like, "Ooh, what's this coming up?" And then he was like, and I was like, and it took me a couple seconds to like, "Oh, I'm gonna try chasing down." It was kind of fun. And we kind of couple waves when we got back to town and stuff like that. So. Okay, his animation says your buddy has a Scat Pack 2016. Sweet. I was doing the old build your price and build or whatever on the Dodge website last night. Doing a wide body Scat Pack and then different Hellcat configurations and red eye and all that stuff. You can't get I didn't notice until yesterday. You can't get those new colors. They're all late availability. That icy blue one, whatever it's called, and the color I want, the Hell Raisin, and that cinnamon stick or whatever. Those three they're listed on there, but it says late availability. So if you wanted to order one right now, you couldn't. So I can't get one right now anyway. So hopefully that Hell Raisin will still be around when I get something. I love that color. Yeah, I was wondering about the gas prices too. Actually, when I drove my son to Omaha the other day, that was the following morning after after we got that guy over there in Iraq, and they were saying the barrel of oil had gone up like $30 and stuff like that just immediately. So gas prices, I think they were going up a tiny bit as I was coming home. So far, I've not seen anything. I was looking last night. It doesn't look like anything too crazy yet. I wouldn't get too worried about it. People are blowing it way out of proportion. We're not going to war. We've done stuff like this a whole bunch of times. I don't know why this one all of a sudden everybody thinks it's such a huge deal. This little blind greenie drives it and drag races. He almost beat the record at the Atco dragster. That's fast. 11:02, records 10:5. Eventually go down, we go and take the Royal. Yeah, we might. I don't think it's going to be. The media is trying to blow it out of proportion, and certain people in the government are trying to blow it way out of proportion. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I think there's such a concerted effort and so much hatred towards the guy in the White House by a lot of people in the media and a lot of other people that everything he does, they try to blow it up into some huge thing. Like you think he just dropped a nuclear bomb on somebody or something. Todd Snake's thinking about getting the 2020 Scat Pack logo for the rear spoiler and putting it on our 20 Scat Pack rear spoiler. Yeah, that rear spoiler always needs something there. The Scat Packs really need something there. That's why I've had a couple different things on mine, but I always thought that was one thing that they definitely need something back there. I bought a little Scat Pack B logo thing for mine before I even got the car. As soon as we ordered it, I ordered it. But then that started to look kind of bad after a year and a half or so, or somewhere around there. Like last February, I bought this other thing that's on there now and traded it out because the other one was starting to lose its color. Scott, do you have that performance spoiler back there? Yeah, I love the way that thing looks, and I know it's a better spoiler, and it looks fantastic. The only thing I don't like about it is there's nowhere to put any SRT stuff or whatever Scat Pack stuff or anything like that. .305 is still a lot of horsepower, and even just a few years ago, that would have been a very high horsepower car, even just not that long ago. Yeah, from the back. Yeah, 305 is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, that's a lot of horsepower. There was not that long ago, there wasn't very many cars with 300 horsepower. Hell, the first Vipers had 400. Everybody thought that was insane, or was it 425 or 400, somewhere around there? And everybody thought that was crazy. And the like 90 through 95 ZR1s, they were 375, and then they went up to 425 for the last 2 years. And that seemed like insane, like crazy horsepower, and no one would ever, you'd never see that again. And it was nuts, and that's really nothing anymore. But I've never driven that V6 Challenger, and yeah, I'd like to try one out. I'd ask at a dealership, but I don't want to waste their time because I wouldn't be buying one. I just want to try it out. Subject Zero. What's up, Subject Zero? I've been able to make my RT brake traction in third gear and go sideways. Yep. And even in the Scat Pack. Yep. Yeah, I could brake traction in like 1 through 4, I think. It's pretty, it's yeah, your 80 Firebird Formula 302 had 180 horsepower. My sister had an 84 Z28. I think it was 180 horsepower. I may be giving it too much. It might have been 160. I think it was 180. And it seemed fast back then. We thought that was a fast car back in the day. It was faster than most cars. I mean, there were Corvettes in the late 70s that had 180 horsepower, 100, maybe less. I'm trying to think. The L80, the L48, I think was 180, and the L82 was 210, something like that, 220 maybe. I don't remember. I used to know all this stuff. I used to be a big Corvette fan when I was younger. I read every piece of Corvette information I could get my hands on. But, at the time when everything else is super slow. Yeah, the only things with higher horsepower back then were stuff that people, built themselves or whatever, hot rod stuff. There was just a long period of time there after the muscle car era died because of regulations and gasoline and all the other stuff and insurance costs. There was a big long stretch there where just nothing. It was a it was a pretty tough time for cars. They worried more about appearance packages and things like that to try to make them look sporty than they did about the actual performance. Stick a couple spoilers on there and some some graphics and little ground effects or something, and some different wheels, and call it a performance car, even though it was the same exact car as the other one. Sometimes they were slower than the regular car because they weighed more because they had more crap hanging off of them. What's the fastest thing you've ever driven? I haven't driven a lot of really fast cars. Your 89 IROC was the best handling car you've ever driven, even at 225 horsepower. It felt fast off the line. Yeah, I was looking at I think it was an 89 IROC. It was that metallic blue color. And I went on a test drive and stuff. It was a pretty cool car. I ended up not getting it, but this was way back. This was 25 years ago or something. Yeah, Sky had an 87 IROC 350, 14-second quarter mile. Yeah. Oh yeah. Even my sister's G28 that was pretty weak, it would still light up the tires, and it was quicker than most of the cars around back then. All the little 5.0 Mustangs. Oh man, I got hiccups or something. 5.0 Mustangs and all that stuff from back in that era. All those cars were pretty quick for their time. Third generation F bodies. That's a good looking car. Those are just good looking cars. They still that styling I think still kind of holds up. Truck toolbox installed. It's amazing. That was quick, Chad. You work really fast when it's 30 degrees. It's not bad. Yeah, we have to. Molly, why do I suddenly have the urge to listen to Rat? That's what I'm going to do. I want to buy an old Camaro just to drive around listening to Rat. Bring back my youth. Sky says, favorite car was your Formula, even though it was a dog, 80. My uncle had a 79 Trans Am, which I thought was the coolest thing ever back then. It was white with the gold and brown, like bird on the hood, and the tan interior. I thought that was pretty cool. Rat's still out there touring. They got the singer back in the band now, and they don't look quite like they used to. I'll have to check out that Maple Motors place. Round and round. I always wanted to have like a used car dealership, but just all you would have is like cool. It'd be hard to do though. Just have cool stuff. But then you have to expand into what everyone else thinks is cool. Pretty soon you got just like every other car lot. Old Camaros and Mustangs and Firebirds. I was watching the Mecum auto auction the last couple of days. I didn't watch much today, but I watched a bunch yesterday. Some pretty nice cars came across there. Some old Challengers and tons of Corvettes and a lot of cool stuff. There was a Dodge, the little GLH thing that they did, the Shelby GLH they did back in the very early 80s, I believe it was. Motley, you heard lack of communication today and you almost cried. You got the big tour coming with Motley Crue, Poison, Def Leppard, and Joan Jett. 72 Camaro with headers, and it's green. Oh, I love green, man. I think I told you guys I finally saw Ford versus Ferrari last week. I must have told you because I saw it that same day that I streamed. So great movie. Finally got to see it. It was just about to leave the theater. I finally got around to seeing it. That was a really cool movie, fun to watch. That case animation says Dodge should bring back the 440 Hemi Magnum six pack and put it in something that won't bend in half. Yeah. John Quinn says, "How long do you think they'll make the Challenger? Do you think Barracuda is next?" I don't know. There's so many rumors with FCA and what they're going to do, and you never really know. Hate to see them get rid of the Challenger because I like the. I know if they, and the Barracuda is really a Plymouth, so I don't know if they're going to do that or not. And if they do, it'll be a smaller, better handling, probably more in comparison like with a Camaro or Firebird. I hate to see them get rid of the bigger muscle car though, because that's why I bought the car. Because it's a little bit bigger, more comfortable. It's more traditional muscle car. That's what sold me on the car and the way it looks. Yeah, Motley Crue did their final tour back in 2015 or 16 or whatever, but now they're coming back. Yeah, I saw the Dirt or whatever, that movie on Netflix. Yeah, I watched it actually a couple of different times. Want to race, but I got to put this guy in valet mode. You probably be able to hook up better than me. You might beat me in this weather, especially with the cold. I really like the size of the Challenger, and people like criticize it, but I like it. It's big, it's comfortable, it's a good highway car, good road trip car. It's still a lot of fun. It's still quick. It's obnoxiously loud and crazy and all that good stuff, and it looks kind of evil. That's all the things I like about it. I'd like to see him do both. Do a Barracuda that's a little smaller, a little better handling, and a little more in, compete with the Mustang or whatever. Just Dave, you saw Motley Crue on the first farewell tour a few years ago. Not great. Yeah, they're pretty. Vince Neil's voice he never could sing live in the first place, and he's just really bad. The last couple times I've never seen him live, but I mean videos and stuff I've seen from like the last couple of tours and stuff, and he spends most of his time sticking the mic out for the crowd to sing because he can't do it, and I don't know. He's supposed to be getting in shape now for this tour, and we'll see how his voice is. He was never a great singer, though, because you can go all the way back to the US Festival in 1983. Look at that footage of Motley Crue at the US Festival. It's on YouTube. It's horrible. The band sounds okay, but his voice is just awful. And I understand I'm a vocalist. I used to be a vocalist in a heavy metal band and played lots of live shows. And I understand all that. It's hard to you can get through other instruments if you're having issues and stuff, but when you're singing, it's hard to overcome. Like if you're not feeling well or your throat's got issues, or it is really hard to overcome. But I've never really seen any live performance by him that sounded even remotely good. The Outlaw, you saw them in Vegas a few years ago, and they were awesome. I would like to go to this thing. I'm not a huge fan of any of those bands, but I'd like to go to it. They're coming to Kansas City. But yeah, I probably won't be. I flung the idea past Kim, and she didn't seem impressed with the plan. So it is a lot of money, and we got a lot going on right now with all these cars and stuff going on, and a bunch of other stuff coming up that we got to pay for. So probably won't be going. She keeps me in line on the money spending. I'm always wanting to stop and grab something or this or that or go to this, and she's like, "No, okay," which has helped me out tremendously, I have to say. Todd Snake, you uploaded the first video of your Challenger on your YouTube channel tonight. I'll have to check that out. Everybody go watch the video. Not right now, though. It's just a minute long. Yeah, I ditched the light. She's kind of made it possible for me to have all these cool cars and stuff because she keeps me in line on the money train. So I have to give her credit for that. The Outlaw's too old to go out after dark anymore. Me too, but I would, for a special occasion like that, I would probably I'd do it. I'd probably have to get a room or something though afterwards because I don't know if I want to drive back from Kansas City after that. Yeah, without her, I probably have a used. I would probably would have went out and bought a used Challenger, and she just kind of puts things in perspective and says, "Look, if you do this, this, and this, and you stop buying this and that, you, you could have this." And yeah, okay. And so she reminds me when I get out of line a little bit. Hey, not I don't want to sound like I'm henpecked, but when I start to spend money a lot, and she got me to quit carrying around. I used to carry around literally thousands of dollars in cash in my pocket all the time, which is a bad idea for a lot of reasons. I stopped doing that, so I don't have instant access to cash all the time, and also less likely of getting someone trying to take it from me, which they'd have a fun time if they did. They're welcome to try. But anyway, yeah, it's easy to spend money when you got it in your pocket. Sky, the aftermarket headlights people are installing are blinding the shit out of me at night. Some of the newer ones too, even though they're not aftermarket, they're pretty bright. That I don't know what it's like driving towards it. I'll have to see, but the Tesla headlights are incredible. I can see. It's like it's hard to explain how bright it, and it's not even when the brights are on. And when the brights are on, it's like it shoots this projection like so far down the road. I haven't had anybody, flash their lights at me or anything, so I don't think it's bothering anybody. They don't seem to think that the brights are on or anything like that, but you sure as hell can see good. The Challenge is really good too, but not. I thought the Challenger had amazing headlights until I drove the Tesla. It's like, whoa, turns everything into daylight. Pretty cool. Your headlights suck and you have HIDs? That's weird. Mine are good. I told you guys my story about accidentally flashing my lights at the state trooper. That didn't go over very well. I didn't mean to do it. I was messing with the windshield wipers, the speed on the windshield wipers, and as I was doing that, somehow I pulled back and I flashed the lights, and of course the car coming on the highway was a Nebraska state trooper. So he turned everything on, all of his lights, all of his overheads and spotlight, everything, and then he pulled over and acted like he was going to come and get behind me, which he didn't do. But I was like, "Oh my god, what are the chances of me doing that and that being a state trooper out of all the cars I could have done it to?" Yeah, the Cybertruck's starting to grow on me. I kind of like it, and I think by the time it actually comes out, it probably won't even look that weird. People are going to get used to it, and there's going to be some other cars in the meantime that are going to be weird looking. And 40 grand starting point is pretty amazing for something like that. Pretty cool, man. Boise City is here. What's up, Boise City? Oh, hell, I'm running out of coffee. What am I going to do? Hey, Becky's still lurking around out there, I see. Boise City had a crazy ass week. I had a kind of a slow week myself. Oh, a shit ton of car trouble. That's bad news. I hate to hear that. That's one of the worst pain in the butt things that can happen. especially if you only have like one vehicle or whatever. That's when it's a real pain in the ass. Uh-oh, your computer's doing strange things. Don't know what's up with it. Uh-oh, not good, Becky. Mine does strange things once in a while, too. I should knock on wood here, but I haven't had any kind of car trouble lately other than the headlight burning out. I don't consider that car trouble. It's just normal shit. I did have one day where the Saturn would not run. I don't know what the deal was. It kept dying on me. And I thought, oh, God, what the hell? What is going on with this thing? I limped it home and was like, well, I'm not going to deal with it right now. I got a billion other cars to drive. And the next time I went out to drive it, it was perfectly fine. It's been fine ever since. I have no idea what the issue was, but it died. Every time I'd go to slow down, the car would die. And then now it seems fine. It hasn't done it since. I don't know what. No idea what that was about. Oh, God, on New Year's Eve, your radiator blew up, sending fluid all over the place. Ah, crap. Good times, good times. Jesus. Yeah, I don't miss the days. I shouldn't say, like I said, I curse myself here, but I don't miss back in the day when I had a bunch of crappy cars. And I did always try to have at least two crappy cars at once so that if one broke down, I had the other one. That was kind of my system back in the day. Have two crappy cars. So if one breaks down, I got a backup. It worked out pretty good a few times, actually. Like when I had that, that never had any problems with the Grand Caravan that we had. But we had a little Saturn back then too, different one. And then for a while, I had a uh, 97 Chevy Celebrity and a 89 Pontiac 6000 wagon. Basically the same car, only one is a wagon and one's a. Those are crappy cars. And this wasn't that long ago. So my life's changed quite a bit. Chad's going to go out and hit the highway and see if the toolbox will blow out. Hope not. I hope it doesn't blow out. You'll have a good story to tell if it does, though. That's always the way to look at stuff. Something crazy like that happens, I always think, well, at least I got a story to tell now. Yeah, good luck, man. Oh, let's get the flag center there. Oh. Watching Z Outlaw SS's live stream last night, he was talking about lighting and stuff, and I don't usually worry too much, but now he's got me thinking about it. I got too much light shining and glaring off my glasses here, and he's putting thoughts into my head now. Damn it. What does he say? He says, lucky for you, you had roadside assistance, so you had towed to the shop. Oh, God. $570. Oh, God, and your transmission's acting weird. Oh, no. You got paid $20 that animation to do a all-wheel drive burnout. I'm going to do a burnout in the Prius, a front-wheel drive hybrid burnout. I don't think I could do one. I got to look on the Tesla. I don't know if there's a way to turn off the traction control. The thing hooks up really good. It's a quick little car, and it doesn't spin at all. I mean, it just shoots you down the highway. It's pretty impressive. I haven't really gotten into the car that much. Like I said, it's very complicated stuff in there. Not really, but there's just a lot to learn. There must be a way to turn it off, because if you get stuck in the snow and stuff like that, you need to turn it off to get out. So most cars have a way to turn it off. Oh, the Tesla would run circles around the Prius. The Prius's strong point is definitely not speed or acceleration, but you can drive it across the state and back for $10. I put some boba teeth on the front of the Tesla. Yeah, good. 13-year-old car with 200,000. Yeah, it's about time for 200 is when pretty much that's when things start to, you got to make a decision. Do I keep fixing it, or that's about the time things just naturally give out. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that's when stuff starts to fail. Sometimes sooner, but start getting water pumps and alternators and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, warranties can be nice at times. Hey, Z Outlaw, take care, man. You got to get up at 5 a.m. Well, take care, man. Thanks for coming in. You guys check out his Z Outlaw's channel if you have not already. Very good channel. Camaro guy and funny guy, very entertaining. Definitely one of the more entertaining channels on YouTube. He makes me laugh a lot. He's a good guy and cool car. Definitely check out his channel for sure. Prius is an overgrown lawnmower. I got really nothing bad to say about that car. It's been great. I mean, it's boring and everything, but it's super cheap to run, and it's she's had that thing for 10 years now, and a little over 10 years now, I think, and zero issues. Tires and oil changes. It's got I forget how many miles, 150,000 or something. It's been a good car for her, so I can't really say anything too bad about it, you know. Yeah, everybody go sub to Z Outlaw SS and check out the videos. If you don't already know about him, definitely check him out. Great stuff over there. Yeah, I think I need a little bit less light, maybe, or a different angle on the light. I don't think so, animation. I don't think the tips are going to really make any difference in sound. From everything I know and what I've experienced and what I hear other people say, I don't think the tips make really any difference. Whatever shape or however many there are, doesn't make much difference. Not noticeable, but you could do a little muffler delete with some Dynamax mini bullets or whatever in there. It will make a huge difference in sound. And it's cheap. I got my whole thing done I got the bullets, I think, were under $50 for two of them, maybe right at $50 shipped and everything. And then the guy put them on for, I want to say, I can't remember now, 50 or $60 is all it cost me to have them put on. And it made a world of difference. And I'm sure on the V6 to make it sound a little louder, more aggressive too. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that V6. Any of the V6s. There's some fast V6 Mustangs that the challenges are pretty quick, and all those cars. I mean, the Camaros, the V6s are no joke anymore. They're putting out some horsepower nowadays. Pretty impressive. The the Explorers we drive, or the Expeditions that we drive for work, are EcoBoost 3.5, 3.5 V6. They're surprisingly great acceleration in those things. Yeah, the Grand National, the GMC Cyclone, the GMC Typhoon all came with that 3800 supercharged, I think. Yeah, 3800 V6, and it was the fastest car GM made at the time. It was faster than the Corvettes they were making at the time. All three of those cars are very similar. I mean, the same engine and everything. The Grand National, the GMC Typhoon, the GMC Cyclone. There's lots of old video and stuff. It was a big deal back in the day. I know up at Bandimere Speedway in Denver, there was a big deal. Those cars were beating, Ferraris and Vets and all kinds of hot rodded cars and stuff like that up there, and Porsches and stuff, kicking their ass in the quarter mile. So everybody was talking about it. That was all the rage back in the day, when those cars were way out of my price range at the time. It was just something I could dream about. If you can get 500 to put down and get the financing, then you can swap keys. Yeah. Sky says you got a video where you compare your Challenger with another. Yours had quad tips, the other did not. We both had Flow Masters, so was there a difference? Thinking of buying a Chevy Trax and be done with this? Probably a pretty good little vehicle. There's so many good little cars nowadays. I mean, the last decade or so, everybody's been building pretty dependable, decent. There's not really any bad cars anymore. Everyone has their taste, what they like, or what they think looks good, or their company they like, or whatever. But as far as just needing a good car, I don't think you can go wrong very much anymore these days. I'm sure there's a few exceptions to that I'm not thinking of, and somebody can remind me of. But for the most part, everybody's making pretty good cars. I think the public has gotten a little more educated, a little smarter about stuff, and a little more information out there with the internet and everything. Even older people who don't really do that, you can learn a lot about stuff more nowadays. I think that's really made competition a little stiffer, and people are just building better product. Of course, you always hear those stories about certain things that have these little glitchy problems that have certain issues with a certain car that's kind of common or whatever. But Sky One, he says, neighbor that has a Ford Fusion twin turbo all-wheel drive. She thinks it's faster than your Scat Pack. Yeah. I have a person that has a Pontiac. Oh crap! It's not the G8, because that probably is faster. But the G6, can't think what it says. Something else on it too. They think it's faster than my car, but they're wrong. But he says because he swears if anything else breaks on that blanking car of mine, you're done. I've had a couple that I felt like just pushing off a cliff. I gave one away once because I was so sick of it. I just told the guy he could have it if he'd get it out of there, and he did. He took it. One thing you hate is this animation says is the donk chargers on 33s or 24s. I'm not a fan of that, but on the other hand, to each his own, and it's cool that we don't all have the same taste. Everybody's got their own thing that they're into, and I'd much rather see people that are into cars and doing customizing them and doing things to them, even if it's stuff I don't really like. It's still cool. That's their thing, and good for them if they, if they got the way that they like it, then that's cool. Yeah, it doesn't make it easy to change. You just walk right under there, kind of kneel down a little bit. Yeah, not my thing, but at the same time, I respect the build, just like lowriders and all that stuff. I do like lowriders, actually. Totally amazing work on so many of those. You sat in one, and you can literally hear while you cracking and squeaking. Yeah, they seem a little hanky, little, but I don't know that much about them, so I can't say much. But like I said, everybody has different tastes. I see a lot of stuff that I think is. I see a lot of people put like wheels on their cars that I think, oh, but it's their car. So, and I'm sure people look at my car and think, oh God, that thing's ugly or whatever. I'm sure there's plenty of people who wouldn't do what I did in my car. So Boise City says you'll pour gas on your car, light it on fire, post on YouTube for, hey, that would be a good video. That would probably get a lot of views. You might get arrested though, but hey. Todd Snake says a kid in your neighborhood thinks his Kia Stinger is the fastest thing on wheels. Yeah, they're not very fast. I think they look cool though. I do kind of like the Kia Stinger as far as appearance wise. I think it's a good looking car. It always catches my eye. But yeah, they're not that fast. And they cost more than I thought too. I looked up that one day and because I thought that's a pretty good looking car. I wonder what one of those costs. And they were actually, I forget, nicer ones were. It seems like they were Scat Pack range money. I can't remember for sure. It's been a long time ago that I looked. It was like 6 months ago, but yeah. Yeah, I remember it being like, I was taken aback a little bit because I thought it was quite a bit less than that. I thought that's a pretty cool little car. It's a Kia. It can't be that expensive. And then I looked and I was like, oh, okay. It's not that cool. I think they look good though. The styling on them was nice. So many cars these days look so much alike, and like we were talking about earlier with the SUVs and the crossovers and all that shit stuff. They all look so similar. It's nice when somebody does something a little different, a little off the wall, and the Stinger's kind of that way. It looks definitely stands out in the crowd a little bit, which I always like. I'd rather something even be a little bit ugly as compared to just blending in. Although I cannot get over the heavy duty Chevy, the new pickups, like the one Street Speed just bought. I cannot get used to that thing. That thing is the front end of that thing is just hideous. I don't know. It looks upside down. It looks like somebody assembled it wrong or something. It looks so weird, and I cannot get over it. Now, normally I like really weird things like that, but that one is it's just out of proportion and looks funny. I don't know if I'll ever get used to that. He likes it, and he talks about how great it is and how much he likes the way it looks. And maybe in real life, I haven't really seen a whole. Yeah, I have actually, but I don't know. I just think it's one ugly pickup truck. Yeah, 50K for a Kia is getting a little crazy. Of course, the average price of cars is getting kind of up there too. Modified Stinger GT quarter mile, 12.5 at 110. That's pretty good. But then you're looking at 50 plus modifying, so you should be able to. Yeah, Todd, that's what I thought. I thought cool car, it's Kia, can't be very expensive, and then I was like, oh, never mind, that's a lot of money. So I could find something way cooler than that for that kind of money. Yeah, it's like a weird rolling. I cannot figure it out. I cannot understand who designed that. Chevy's had some real weird issues lately with their design of their cars as far as being ugly. Hey, JW 496, what's up? But other than the C8 Corvette, I think is a work of art, beautiful car. Everything else they've done lately is just like, what? And that truck just tops them all. It's like, you got to be kidding. I think it's way uglier than the Tesla truck. Way uglier. It's not even in the same. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Maybe it's another one of those cars you got to get used to, but they've been out a while and they still don't look right to me. Like I was saying earlier, I kind of like, I usually like new things, new designs and stuff. Most times, more often than not, I kind of like them, or I can realize that I'm going to like it once I look at it a little bit or whatever. But that thing is just like, it looks like somebody assembled it wrong. It's weird. It's like the guys in the assembly line were drunk that day and they put everything on upside down or something. I don't know. It's weird. They might, yeah, I agree. Subject Zero. They might have been the same people involved in that. I don't know. It seems like it. Yeah, Boise, the Stinger is cool, but not for that price. I agree. Yeah, for that kind of money, you can get some pretty sweet cars for that kind of money. And I mean, for that, and if you for that kind of money for a couple of year old car, you can get some really nice cars, really fast cars, and some even if even new, you can get some pretty sweet cars for that kind of money. So I don't know. I think they missed the mark on the pricing for sure. Sky One, good point. They probably save a little bit of money there as opposed to buying a muscle car or something, but probably better insurance rates. I disagree on the Tesla truck. I think it's kind of cool. It's weird looking. I don't really think it's ugly, but that I think it's way better looking than that heavy duty Chevy diesels or whatever. Just pictures of the wide body Hellcats. I don't see anything out here much other than pictures, but yeah, I think it looks good. What do you think of the concept car Dodge brought out to showcase the hell of an engine? Oh, that Charger looking thing, the older Charger looking thing. Definitely a cool design. You wonder if they're going to use that something similar to that at some point for something. I really like all the wide bodies though. I think they look good. I know some people disagree. I think they look kind of funny or whatever. I think they look really good. I think it really changes the appearance of the car, and it takes away a lot of the more retro look of the cars, but it's still really cool looking, I think. Chad says, why settle for a Stinger when you can have the whole P? Good point. Good point. Just the Stinger. The Chevy Silverado 1500 is better looking than the Tesla truck. Chad always makes us laugh. He's always got some funny. He's a comedian. He's do some stand up. John Quinn says, what do you guys think of the new Chargers? Not a fan of the four doors. Reminds me of a Stratus. I think they look really cool and they're good cars. They're very similar to the Challenger, obviously, as far as the actual car. But yeah, the four doors, Charger and four doors is kind of weird. I think everyone's used to it now, though, because they've been doing it for so long. But originally, I thought Chargers don't have four doors. But yeah, I mean, they've been doing it for however long now that I think everybody's kind of become accustomed to it. Yeah, Sky, I think you can. You can probably get if those things are yeah, you can probably get a wide body scat pack for about the same or less than a Stinger, which is no contest, obviously. Elon Musk must have been drunk off his ass when he ordered the building of the Tesla truck. Well, it's all stainless steel, and they don't want to have to. You can't really stamp that. That's everything's just bent the whole car is just bent with a brake. And that's why it looks all angular and stealth like the way it does because it's all part of the process. I think it looks cool. I think it's going to be cool. I think they're going to sell tons of them. If even a portion of the people who pre-ordered, because you can pre-order for just a few bucks, you don't really have to get the car. But if even just a smaller portion of those people actually go through with it, they're going to sell a lot of those things. So we shall see. It's going to be a while before it gets out. And the performance, I mean, not the $40,000 one isn't that fast. It's pretty fast, but um, it's like Scat Pack fast. The higher versions are what was it under 3 seconds, 0 to 60 for the performance models and stuff. So that's a fast car for a truck. I mean, that's for anything. Yeah, Subject Zero, I same thing, the Challenger concept, and I just kind of was like, yeah, whatever, they'll never do that because back then, especially, car companies would come out with these beautiful concepts, and then they either not do it at all, or they would do something that was that with about half the coolness taken out of it. And yeah, they did a pretty good job on that car. Yeah, that would be cool. Subject Zero, the hell fin wide body concept. I don't know, but that is good looking concept though. Yeah, I remember there's always been really cool concept cars from all the companies way back in the 80s, 90s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, but then they would never actually do it. If they did do it, it would be a neutered version of what they showed you that was so cool, and it would be kind of disappointing. But they're getting better about actually coming out with something that's very similar to what they showed you or what they've been hinting at, which is pretty cool. They've come a long ways. Boy, Boise City's an anti Elon Musk Tesla guy. That's okay. Hey, man, all the car companies are going to be building electric cars in just a couple of years. So get ready. We're going to be, everything's going to be electric or electric assist or hybrid type things or something. So it's coming down the pike. All the car companies are getting into it. I think now that the performance is there to back it up and everything, it's really become a lot more of a viable thing that it's going to become the norm. Sky One, take care. Thanks for being here. Really, I always appreciate you coming in. Great conversation again. Thanks, man. Check out Sky One's channel. Good stuff over there. I don't think I've seen that Subject Zero. Good night, Sky. I might have seen it and I'm not remembering it right or something, but I don't recall. If I saw a picture, I'd probably be like, oh, yeah, I've seen that. The Rivian truck does look pretty cool, but I think the Tesla truck's going to be a hit. And I think it'll grow on people, even maybe on you eventually, Boise. It's going to be fun to see them kicking the crap out of all these sports cars and stuff with a pickup truck. Rivian's just like outrageously expensive and stuff, though. They got some good things going. Hey, Chad. All right, you got back and didn't fly out. Nice. You got no story to tell, but that's okay. You don't have to fix it, or you don't got to go pick up the pieces off the side of the highway. That's a plus. There's good news right there. See, there's always some good news. Yeah, it does kind of does got a little bit of a DeLorean thing going on. I like the way the bed comes down with the ramp and all that. It's pretty cool. All stainless and yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. I think it's going to be a hit. I think it's going to do well, and then the performance is amazing. Lots of room inside for people, and yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I think it's going to be pretty neat. I think it'll be a hit. And I think by the time it actually gets out, the whole electric thing is not going to be such a big deal, and people will be a little bit more open minded to it. I think your traditional pickup truck driver who's now 60 years old or something isn't going to probably be very impressed with it, but you'll get a few of those because they want to do something different, and you're going to get younger guys wanting to buy it because of the performance and the whole techiness of it all. And you got guys like me who just want to go really fast and have something weird that the neighbors go, "What the hell?" So that's what I kind of like about it. I like people to look at my stuff and go, why in the hell did he do that? But I just have this weird feeling I'm going to end up with one of those somehow. I won't hold my breath, Boise. Watch, in a couple of years, Boise's going to have a YouTube channel based around his Tesla pickup. You like the cars and SUVs, just not the truck. I don't like the new the Y that's coming out. Everybody's going crazy over it, and they think it's going to sell. I saw some auto analysts yesterday saying that that thing is going to sell. Um, God, I forget what they were predicting. It's going to outsell everything else on the market, basically, by 2 times over, according to these auto experts from Detroit. And I don't like. It looks like the Model 3, except it looks like it's gained. It looks like someone took a Model 3 and took an air pump and blew it up, and it's just kind of ugly. I know I got to get a new place with a garage. We don't have enough garage for all these cars. The Tesla is parked in the grass back here right now because I had to get the Challenger out. In order to get the Challenger out, I got to move the Tesla out of the way. And in order to keep the Tesla plugged in and move it out of the way, I have to pull it next to the garage in the grass. And I'm sure the neighbors love that. So it's sitting out here in the grass on the park, kind of on the side of the garage. I would like to really like once there's no more kids and stuff like that around. I honestly like no joke. I'd like to have a house with just a huge garage and then very little house, a bedroom, living room, bathroom, kitchen, and then the rest just be a gigantic garage. That would be perfect. Like some of those jokes you see, like the little drawing of the floor plan and it's all garage. I'm serious. That would be perfect because I don't need big house. I've never been into the big house thing. It's just more shit, more stuff to clean and take care of. I really don't need. Yeah, right. I'll take the Tesla into an exhaust place and see if we can get some flow masters. Get a Borla attack system on it or something. And see if they can change the oil on there. Yeah, I'll start a GoFundMe for the. I'll start the what is it everybody's doing, Patreon. I'll do a Patreon. You can try to get a garage. That's exactly, Todd. I need like a 6-car garage with a house attached. Perfect. Or above, maybe the lower level be all garage and then the house, the living quarters upstairs. That could be a little scary though. You get a fire in there or something. I don't know. Uh-oh. Here we go. Even with coffee, I'm yawning. Did I ever watch Hoovie's Garage? No. You went to warehouse for his cars. I'm going to have to write that one down. I always got to write stuff down so I don't, because later on I'll be trying to remember what people were talking about. Yeah, I always thought about that too. There's places to rent around here. Yeah, the Challenger gets the garage no matter what. Unless I get another Challenger, then maybe this one would stay outside. But Challenger gets the garage. I said that at the Challenger or at the Tesla store, and they were kind of like taken aback by my statement that the Tesla will be outside, and because I have a Challenger that stays in the garage. They didn't get it, but same with the people on the Tesla forums and stuff like that, and the Tesla Facebook pages. They don't understand that there's several people on there like me who have Challengers and Camaros and Mustangs and Vets and things like that, or big old pickup trucks, and they don't get us at all. They're like, why do you have those? Those are terrible. How could you ever have anything but a Tesla once you've driven one? And they're really cool and I love them, but they're not yeah, it's not like I can never own anything again. Somebody earlier was asking, they got their windshield on their Tesla scratched up. Someone was screwing with the wipers and took it off and turned them on or something and scratched their windshield. Is there any way to repair a Tesla windshield that has a scratch in it? And so I guided them to some YouTube videos of people who had scratched their windshield pretty bad and then like buffed it out and did some different techniques to try to get rid of the scratch. And they didn't think those counted because those weren't Tesla windshields. Okay, whatever. Some of them are a little brainwashed over there. The glass windshield's a glass windshield, man. They're also amazed by like uh, um, adaptive cruise control. They think that those cars are the only ones that have it, and there's a bunch of things like that. They think that using your phone to unlock the car and all that stuff is just so convenient. It's less convenient than the key fob because if I have my Challenger key fob on me, I don't have to do anything to unlock the car except reach over and pull the door handle. But on the Tesla, I actually have to get on the phone and unlock it. And they think that that's an advantage. I'm not sure why. I think they just haven't owned other cars before, or that nothing new. I don't know. It's weird though. Not all of them are that way, but there's a good percentage of them that. Yeah, if you guys watch my videos now, you're gonna start getting other Tesla channel recommendations, aren't you? I wish mine would get recommended to some of the Tesla people because most of the Tesla channels are pretty freaking huge, and they got a lot of views on a lot of the Tesla stuff. So far, I haven't seen a whole lot of excitement, but maybe eventually. I may be branching out into too many different areas. It may actually hurt me. I don't know. We'll see. I wish I could be like some of the other guys. Like, what should my next car be? And then get 3 or 4 and then give one away. That would be fun. I would love to be able to do that. That would be so cool to be able to give somebody a car. That would be awesome. We're still charging that thing on the regular 110 in the garage there. So hopefully here in the next couple of days, all the stuff will be here so I can get some decent charging. I could just make like artificial exhaust sounds coming out of the back with some giant can yeah. Yeah. Neither one of them are very cold weather friendly, but I mean the Tesla's fine really. It reduces the range quite a bit, but it's enough for us to what we need it for. In the cold weather, like she drives about 65 miles to work or something like that, and it takes up about like 95 uh, miles on the range of the car. So the cold weather has a pretty hard effect on it, especially if you're running the heater and everything else. But we're doing it anyway. Damn it, we're crazy. Yeah, I don't want the Challenger sitting outside any more than it ever has to be. The one cool thing about Tesla is we can turn on all the climate from in here. So if you're going to leave in 10 or 15 minutes or whatever, you can have it get to whatever temperature you want it to be when you get out there, which is pretty cool. Um, this is pretty simple, Becky. I'm going to do this. And if this doesn't give us we may have to do something else eventually too, a little more in depth, but You don't see many, at least I don't see as many of those cars like that anymore with the fart cans on them. Don't see quite as many as you did a few years ago. Of course, I live in BFE out here, so we don't run into a lot of stuff. But even when I'm in cities and stuff, I don't notice it as much as I used to. Still do though, and I think now around here it's the old 80s, 90s, 10 to 25-year-old pickup trucks with straight pipes around here. That's whatever, and they all have to. Whenever they see me in the Challenger, they've got to let me know how loud their truck is. Build a portable garage. I was looking at those little carport things that they sell, but even that, I don't really have anywhere to put it. We're kind of limited on space back there. Yeah, I've seen some little garage type things you can put up and take down, and they're pretty pricey though. I hate this time of year because it's hard to get the cars clean. It's hard to keep them clean because it's cold most of the time. So the Tesla looks pretty bad right now. Challenger looks pretty bad right now, even though I kind of cleaned it the other day, but I didn't really clean it. I just kind of got the crap off of it. It's kind of frustrating because I want my cars to look clean, but you live in Nebraska and it's cold and it's hard to keep them relatively clean. And if I get over to the car wash, half the time it's full of mud because all these guys they go mudding in their trucks, and then they take them from the mudding and they take them in there and knock all the mud off, and it's all over the floor. And the place they clean up their stalls every once in a while, but they don't do it all the time. So it usually takes a couple days before it's cleaned out. They're too fast, too furious, too slow. Yeah, if you order one from that link that's in my videos, which I don't put them in all, just if you look at those Shine Armor videos, and there's a link, and then some of the ones right after that, there's a link in there. And if you use that link to buy it, I get a little bit of money. Not enough to do much with, but it's a little bit. It's better than nothing. Yeah, I thought about pulling Johnny. Hey, how's it going, Johnny? Snow's been bad. Yeah, you can't keep them clean when they're 15 degrees. It was in the 40s today, and I thought about pulling the hoses and stuff out of the garage and hooking them up and cleaning both cars, the Tesla and the Challenger. But then I started thinking about what my hands are going to feel like after that, and I decided I didn't need to clean them up that bad. Because even at like 45 or 48 or whatever it was, I was going to be probably pretty miserable by the time I was done. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of lawns anyway, Boise. I'm a anti-grass person. I don't understand the whole lawn thing and the grass thing. It's just the only time anybody touches the grass or the lawn is to mow it or rake it or do some kind of work on it. I'm really not sure what the point of it all is. It takes up water and it takes up, you got to mow it, and that takes up energy and takes up your time, and we don't use it. It's not like we're out there lounging around in the grass. I don't really understand the whole grass thing. To me, it makes no sense. I have neighbors near here that they seriously all summer, even now, they're out there mowing, raking, power raking, fertilizing, something every day. They're always out there, and it's like their whole life. And they got this huge wall to wall grass on a big lot. And I just don't understand it. I'll never be that guy. I don't care about grass. I'd rather have like rocks and maybe some plants and some flowers and trees and stuff like that. But I really don't get the whole grass thing. So I wouldn't mind getting rid of some of the grass and putting up a garage or just paving it or concrete or something, place to park. No matter, yeah, it's a waste of time and money, and I've never understood it. I cannot. No matter how I try to think about it, I just don't get it. I see people out there mowing in the 102-degree weather, and they're out there working for hours and hours, and or they're paying someone else to do it. And I just think, what a waste. What a. Ugh. Then they complain about car noises, but there's nothing much more annoying than a lawnmower noise. I mean, that's a pretty annoying sound, and it goes on. Someone in the neighborhood's mowing their lawn pretty much all the time in the summer. In the daytime, there's rarely a time when you can't hear a lawnmower running. We have the town here has yard of the month, so somebody every month gets a little sign to put in their yard that they won the yard of the month, and they get a little award or something. And I have to laugh. I think it's hilarious. Ours looks good. I mean, Kim takes care of it for the most part, but it doesn't look like, you can tell that it's not like one of these people that's their life thing. I swear it was the lawn thing. The whole lawn deal was was created to keep people in line or torment us or something. Not a fan. Yeah, if it were up to me, or if I was like building a new house, new construction or something, I'd have little or no grass. I like rocks. I like trees. I like flowers and rose bushes, and all that stuff looks cool to me. I like that, but the grass thing, I don't get it. Yeah, Becky, I've had the old push mower with no engine too, and yeah, it sucks. Hey, Straight Six Fan, what's up? You've come across maybe 3 videos in the past week about charger guys doing muffler deletes. Is that popular in those circles? Oh yeah, that's one of the main things everybody does. Is they either delete the mufflers altogether, or they get different mufflers or racing mufflers or something like that. It's super easy, super cheap, and the car already sounds really good. So when you do that, and it really sounds good without having to do a complete exhaust, you get a really, really nice sound. Yeah, if we had a dog or something, maybe somewhere for them to do their business and run around, or just a small circle or something, somewhere of it. But yeah, I'm not a big fan. I like to pave a lot of stuff so I could, or concrete or whatever, so that it could be parked on, and a lot of rocks and different kinds of. I love lilac bushes and rose bushes and flowers and all that kind of crap. But the grass thing, I just don't really get. Yeah, and the Mopars, for some reason, everybody's doing it. Just it's a cheap mod and it sounds good. It doesn't really do anything for performance, but it sounds good. And I did mine. I just got the Dynamax Mini race bullets on there. It sounds a little better than the straight pipes. I think personally, a little less raspy and a little deeper sound, and it does a lot of popping and stuff when you downshift and slow down and all that. And it's kind of cool. But yeah, it's like a Mopar thing for some reason. Everybody's doing it. If you watch all the Mopar channels and stuff, it's like the most common. It's like the first thing everybody does. Unless you want to get a $2,500 full exhaust system or something, or more than that actually. But other than that, it's a pretty good way to get a pretty cool sound. They sound good they sound really good stock too. People complain about them being way too loud stock, so they sound pretty good, and it just gives it a little extra for next to nothing, under $100. Anyway, guys, I better start wrapping this up. It's been gone quite a bit longer than I normally go. So I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. We've had a pretty consistent, pretty good amount of people here consistently in the teens all night, which is pretty good. So I want to thank you everybody for being here. Really, really appreciate you being here and supporting the channel. It's just awesome. You guys rule. I can't ask for more. You guys rock, and I just appreciate everything and all the conversation. You guys always keep it going. And love doing these Sunday nights. Like I always say, I really look forward to it. Yeah, that would be cool. I would definitely like to do that. And God, somehow we got to get everybody together somehow one of these days, or as many of us as we can get. Still want to do that somehow too. But anyways, guys, thanks. Good night. And please, if you haven't subscribed, go do so. And check out all the other people's channels that are here. We got a bunch of people that come in here and talk that have their own channels. So make sure you're checking them out and support all the small and big, everybody's channels. The automotive stuff on YouTube. It's important that we all kind of support each other and keep the automotive thing as something up there important. And so that YouTube, gets their attention and they don't mess with anybody. Anyways, guys, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. And I will see you all later. Thank you.